Dear wonderful soul, just take a quiet moment to tune in. Your angels are connecting with your energy, and they want to share something with you. Has the person you're interested in talked about you to one of your relatives? And if they did, what exactly did they say? Listen closely, dear one, because the angels are wrapping you in their loving wings today. There's a message here you're really meant to hear. Someone you care deeply about, someone whose quiet presence once made your world feel so much brighter, has been talking about you when you weren't around. And it wasn't just casual chat or idle gossip. Nope, what they said was full of real admiration, a deep understanding, and a truth they're still figuring out themselves. In a private chat, one that felt really special and connected, they opened up to a relative about you. They shared something true about you that really made an impact, not just in words, but in the feeling it created. They said you're someone who is whole and complete on your own. Someone who doesn't desperately chase after love, but instead, love just shines from you naturally. They talked about your journey, how you've turned your painful experiences into wisdom, your quiet times into strength, and your past into a meaningful purpose. They told this relative that you're different, not in a weird way, but in a way that touches the heart and stays with someone long after a moment has passed. In their words, you feel like the amazing ending to a story they didn't even realize they were part of. If you trust in God, type Amen. The angels are showing us that what this person said about you came from a place of both deep longing and genuine respect. This person sees that you've reached a point in your life where you don't try to change yourself to be noticed or make yourself small to be loved anymore. And this really amazed their relative. The person you care about described you as someone full of grace and completeness, someone who isn't just trying to fit into the world, but who is like a whole world to yourself. A world of patience, healing, laughter, and quiet strength. They talked about how your presence can change the whole vibe of a room, how your words aren't about being loud, but about how deeply they connect with people. They said that even when you're silent, it feels like you've said everything that needs to be said. And in that moment, dear one, something started to shift in the heart of the relative who was listening. They began to see you the way your special person sees you. Not just your beauty or strength, but a kind of sacred wholeness that can't be faked or replaced. What this person said about you is still echoing in their family's thoughts. The angels whisper that it's causing small but meaningful changes. Some people who never really got you before are starting to wonder why they can't quite forget you. Others are quietly comparing every new person they meet to the light you carry so naturally. But even more than that, dear one, what your person confessed wasn't just admiration. It was pure awe. They're standing on the edge of their own feelings, realizing that while they've met many people, only one made them feel like they'd finally come home, and that one is you. This isn't just poetic talk. It's a deep spiritual knowing, and the angels are gently guiding you to hear this message not with doubt or fear, but with a calm understanding of your own worth. You might have wondered if being away meant you were forgotten, if silence meant you were erased. But in those quiet moments when no one was watching, your name was mentioned with such care, almost like a prayer. Not because they had to, but because they needed to explain why no one else feels quite the same. Your person has started to understand that what they feel for you isn't just ordinary love. It's like a soul memory, a feeling that you've walked with them in past lives and were meant to meet again in this one. They might not have the words to explain it all yet, but the World card, in its divine wisdom, shows that your energy brings them a sense of completion. You're the missing piece in their unfinished song, the final touch in their uncompleted painting. And even though they might be trying to tell themselves they're okay without you, they're telling others the complete opposite. They're talking about you in ways they can't even talk to you directly yet. Dear one, do you realize how special you are? The angels want to remind you that being spoken of with such truth and light is a reflection of the wonderful energy you've built through your own pain, healing, and trusting in the divine. You haven't forced your way into anyone's life, yet your memory is etched more deeply than those who constantly demand attention. The one you care about is now starting to look at their own feelings more closely. They're beginning to see that what they admired in you is something they deeply want for themselves. A sense of inner balance, a peace that isn't rattled by chaos, a wholeness that doesn't need someone else to complete it, but offers completeness instead. This is why their words were so powerful. This is why their relative listened so intently, because they weren't just describing a person. They were describing a turning point for their own soul. And while you might not hear from them directly just yet, the spiritual world is busy. Things are quietly shifting behind the scenes, things you can't see yet but are definitely a part of. The angels are rearranging timelines, softening hearts, and clearing away the fear that has kept this connection on hold. Your person is starting to dream of a new beginning, not an ending. They're dreaming of a chapter that starts with honesty, with bravery, with a simple message like, "I told someone about you because I just couldn't keep it in anymore. That day isn't far off, dear one." Trust in the divine flow that carries this message from heart to heart, even across silence, even through time. Let this message soak into your soul. Like gentle rain after a long dry spell, you were never forgotten. You were spoken of with deep respect in that sacred space between love and true understanding. And the one who spoke of you has only just begun to realize the depth of what you mean to them. You're not just a fleeting feeling. You're a divine presence that awakens their spirit. And now, even their family is starting to feel that ripple effect. Something has changed. A realization has dawned. And the angels, with endless tenderness, are watching over it all. They're asking you not to chase, not to question, but to simply be open to receiving. Because what you've given to the world through your energy is now making its way back to you. Not as loud noise, but as clarity, as truth, and as a love that knows exactly who you are. Dear child, the winds have shifted, and the angels are leaning in closer now. Your heart has waited quietly for so long. There's something they need to tell you, something that happened quickly, like a sudden rush of divine energy stirring everything up. This message isn't about hesitation. It's about a sudden, clear realization. Someone you've thought of in silence, someone whose presence once made time feel lighter, opened their heart in a moment they hadn't planned. It wasn't a rehearsed speech, nothing calculated or controlled. It just came out like a wave, unexpected and unstoppable, as if their soul couldn't hold back the words they'd kept buried inside any longer. And those words, dear one, were about you. They spoke of you to a relative with the urgency of someone whose truth had just burst out. What they said wasn't just a casual comment or a passing thought. It was a release, a confession, a rush of energy that had been quietly building in their heart for way too long. Type, "I believe," if you believe in God's plan. The angels show that it happened fast, like a flash of lightning in a quiet sky. One moment everything was normal, and the next your name just came pouring out. It surprised even them. Maybe they didn't intend to say so much or be so open, but once they started, they couldn't stop.